Hawaii's on fire. Horrific. Although it was apparently Chinese space laser beams, so that's kind of closed the the case on that.
The conspiracies are out of control, but I believe all of them.
So 110,
Oprah.
It was actually so horrific and tragic. 110 people are dead. I think there's still like 900 missing last I saw. And this whole town was just wiped off the earth. And I did not know that you could have that devastating of a forest fire in a goddamn tropical island. But apparently, they've been going through like a super bad drought in Hawaii.
There's a bunch of different reasons for it. So, number one, Lahaina is the original capital of the Hawaiian Kingdom. And it used to be, very well irrigated. However, due to the sugar plantations and the pineapple plantations, they basically, as far as I understand, moved water away from that region, which made the grass and which made the region and the vegetation in general much more dry and much more susceptible to wildfire. So that was number one. That's like the historic reason as to why Lahaina is not also seen as like, a great, valuable real estate in Hawaii. So, and that and the beaches, or lack thereof. Then, on top of that, they also brought into the island non-native vegetation, which is not as moist as the native vegetation on the island, like different kinds of grass, which was way more susceptible to drying. And then you have these massive hurricanes happening, off the coastline that is carrying, that has like 80-mile winds. You have these power lines fall because they did not harden their infrastructure for the extreme weather conditions that are now infinitely more likely. And boom, you have a tinderbox basically ready to erupt.
That's sad, man. That's crazy. Last place I expected a devastating forest fire. Of course, again, global climate change is causing weather to be insane. And Hawaii's on fire now. But, like I was saying, the good news is that climate change is actually a hoax.
It's a Chinese conspiracy.
There's nothing to worry about because, as Tim Pool said, it's a space laser.
We are not
a Chinese space laser, in fact. Well, at least it's not a Jewish space laser.
Yeah, no, he addresses that. He's like, he addresses that in the video. This is great.
Let's see.
Well, you can call it whatever you want, but my attitude is, look, we are not on good terms with China right now. I mean, we can pretend,
bold
trade's
foreign
going on.
policy analysis.
Come on. They want.
That's actually from
really
what I
good.
understand, a horrible analysis. I mean, they're like our biggest trading partner by far.
Well, he already addressed that by saying, trade, who gives a shit, whatever. So you're owned on that front.
Fair
you
enough.
think it's important to have a decent trade relationship with our largest trading partner?
We're all like completely reliant on each other.
Just multiple billions of dollars of commodities being moved back and forth. That's valuable to you?
That's friendship where I come from.
Valuable to you, Ethan?
Well, let's see.
On Taiwan, they're building up their military. There's a chance for escalation, a chance for conflict. They want the South China Sea. And then they've got ships with Russia coming near the Aleutians, coming near U.S. territory, going near Hawaii, and then they're pulling off something like this. So, look.
Wait, what?
How hard is it to start a fire? It's ridiculously easy to start a fire.
Well, that's part of the problem, dummy. If it's that easy to burn down an entire fucking island, the problem isn't the laser. The problem is the fucking weather, the conditions that created.
Well, also, the laser is not real.
Okay, but even if it was real, right? Like, why do you need a laser? Go send like Chinese recon to fucking just light a match. You know what I mean? We don't even need lasers in this situation, according to Tim.
Yeah.
And they can fire lasers? Okay.
It's a little challenging to get the fire to spread, but there were hurricane level. It said it was like hurricane level winds, or there's.
I don't
heavy high winds.
So they're saying
if they can start 50 fires all at once with a sequence of satellites doing
it's not one. It's not one laser. It's 50 lasers.
Then getting.
That makes sense, actually.
Dude, he's like a 14-year-old. He has the brain of a child. He's like, no, you don't understand. It's not one laser. It's 50 lasers. It's like, oh, okay, dude. Thanks. Why don't they do that to mainland California then? Like, they can do that there, too.
How do you know they didn't? Hassan, how do you know they didn't?
True.
You know why he didn't?
I said, how do you know that they didn't?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so one of my theories on terrorism, and this goes out to Al Qaeda, whatever, ISIS, whoever's listening, or the Chinese.
Yeah, shouts out.
You could
shouts out
fucking
to Al
destroy. You could destroy California by just getting agents in here and just starting fires all along the coast. I was like, why aren't they doing it? You know what I mean?
Because it's not worth it. It's incredibly difficult to pull off.
You think so?
I think like, well, I mean, 9/11, right? That was pretty difficult to pull off, and they sure did it. Microsoft Flight Simulator and some CIA assets that learned how to fly a plane pretty easily. But
would it be that hard though? Like honestly, if they have
the fire thing.
They got the cells, apparently. They got cells all over the place. Well, who says they shouldn't have cells in a beautiful Sequoia National Park?
That would be so sad. That's
just saying.
Why are you giving people ideas, dude? Why are you putting this
I'm an ideas man. I can't help it, Dan.
Yeah.
I would make a fantastic ISIS agent.
All right.
If I was ideologically matched.
Oh my God. This guy.
Well, I asked you. You said no.
I know, but okay. I guess that's what it's for.
I buttoned.
I saw.
Yeah.
Good button, I think.
I made an NRA joke.
Yeah. You don't have to describe it.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, but if I just say
doesn't it help if you just
well, if I say it was just an NRA joke, then people can use their imagination. I don't have to say it.
I'm going to say something I don't.
They don't.
Should I button that?
No, it's fine. I think we're good.
Do you want a button?
No, I don't need a button. I'm live 8 to 10 hours a day. I have my moments.
I'm live.
I know, but I have my moments, certainly. But, when it comes
to America Derby 9/11.
Yeah, I've had my moments. Like very, very public moments, right? Heated gaming moments, whatever. But when I'm on leftovers, I'm a lot more.
You keep it tight. That's true.
I keep it tight because I don't have a chat that's like constantly trying to trigger me.
Right.
Whereas,
well, we do, but you just ours is more mild. You think?
Yours is more mild. It's mostly like thirsting, and I love that.
They're just thirsting for you.
Yeah. I will peek into the into the chat, the YouTube chat, and it's just like, oh my God, Hassan,
can you guys stop doing
swooning?
Can we ban comments on Hassan's physical appearance?
That's crazy. You hate free speech.
Are you asking me to just shut off the chat?
No. Well, whatever it takes.
Because you hate free speech.
It's a government
That's
lockdown.
the only way that would really.
All right, listen, Tim Pool, continue with your genius thesis here.
Fire to spread isn't really the issue because you make the fire instantly in a bunch of different places.
And they can monitor the weather in Hawaii. I mean, you could just Google that. Like what I was reading from the National Guardsman who's making a statement was that, there's low humidity and high wind, so that's perfect conditions for wildfires to spread, which means
Therefore, space lasers.
Well, you haven't seen the space laser video yet.
You know what I love about this?
Right.
They've already agreed on the space laser narrative. They're just saying, like, was it one space laser or 50?
Was it
That's
kind of a
the
Death
argument.
Star situation where it's multiple lasers combining into a super laser of some sort?
That is currently the argument that they're engaging in. It's about how many lasers did they deploy on Hawaii.
China has a Death Star.
Yeah. So the laser conspiracy comes from, I believe 6 months ago, there was a weather satellite that was engaging in some kind of like mapping.
Here, I'll throw it.
It was a Chinese one. Yeah, there it is.
Let's take a look.
A rare view of the green laser scan from space.
Okay, let's see. Oh, fuck.
So that like freaked people out.
Boom, boom, boom.
And they were like, this definitely
is that coming from space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I think they were doing, weather mapping. Like it's very... Like it's very open. Like they're not. It's not like a hidden thing.
We have these satellites too.
So I don't know. listen, I'm not a physicist, but I would imagine creating visible light in the upper atmosphere is a lot easier than creating enough heat to start a fire on the surface of the Earth from space.
Yes.
Do we have lasers that are that strong in space?
Not on the books.
Probably.
Not on the books, we don't. I mean, the U.S. military has done a lot of development in laser defense systems, mostly to shoot down intercontinental missiles.
We got 'em.
So we definitely have lasers that can melt shit and start fires. But
dude, I think it's about time we start. Hey, there's lots of trees in China. You know what I'm saying, America?
What? No.
Laser for
We're
laser, bitch. War.
I disavow what this
I'm just saying, man.
counter-revolutionary
Lots
saying.
of trees in China.
Dear
President
leader,
Xi.
dear leader Xi Jinping, I will take out this counter-revolutionary. Do not worry.
Laser beams in outer space, starting forest fires in China.
You joke, but
that's America.
That's like low-key the average American mentality on this. They're like, oh, they definitely have lasers. They definitely use them in Hawaii, and we have to fight back by lasering them.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What?
They're right.
Is there a chance that the Chinese actually lasered Hawaii?
No.
Like on a scale of like 1 to 100.
Well, seeing as there is footage
know what
of
I
how
mean?
the fire started, and
We know what happened. By the way, this is like a new report
they
because
shot-
there's like
okay.
finally video evidence of it.
What
but
if
like,
the Chinese shot the power line?
okay,
Right?
what's more likely?
Oh, we have a video.
Capitalist utility corporations that knew that high winds were going to absolutely eviscerate their power lines and did not harden their infrastructure appropriately because they wanted to ensure that they did not cut out electricity to residential neighborhoods. So they put...
Why does it say San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance in the top right?
Is that who filmed it?
Oh
no, this... I think, you know what this
it was
is?
at a bird sanctuary in Hawaii, and so that sanctuary is probably part of the alliance.
And don't you think it's just a little convenient that there happens to be a camera in the middle of the tropical jungle pointing right at where
Well, that's...
the
That is pretty convenient.
Yeah, that's why they...
Or
That's why
power line failure.
That's why they have to find it from the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance and not like every person.
And then
Exactly.
later in the video, because dropping the laser narrative for a moment, basically, yeah, this transformer or something blew, and then the camera went out for a minute, and then you see it kind of resetting here, and then by the time it gets back to where it was, you can see the fire back there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Those things, because those things, they just stay buzzing and they'll just light whatever up.
Yeah.
touch
So
them.
dry
Holy
vegetation
shit.
is also... I mean, dry vegetation is a big
How
part
do you
of the
think those
reason...
birds fared?
What?
Oh, don't bring up the bird.
Oh.
How do you think the birds did there?
Dude, come on.
What are you doing?
'Cause
Come
when
on.
you've seen the bird enclosure, they can't escape. It's like a giant.
Okay,
mesh
okay.
dome.
I don't
All right,
want to think about it, dude. God
Why are you
damn. And
bringing up the
I eat so much chicken every day, and yet I'm so hypocritical. Like...
Because there's a huge fire next to the giant bird dome, and they're probably rare birds too. Damn.
Oh,
Why
God.
are you rubbing it in?
Okay,
What are you doing?
listen. I'm going to give you guys some additional information that Washington Post has probably not covered yet because I had to do a little bit of a deeper dive into what was going on in Hawaii because I was covering all the conspiracy angles. And
Sorry, can I stop you?
what?
The birds are not rare. They're well done. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So what happened is this was even before we got footage of the actual power line falling. That was the major speculation because HELCO, Hawaiian Electricity Corporation, which is apparently not very loved, but they are the utility. They are the massive utility giant in Hawaii. In 2017, was already getting criticized for not modernizing its grid.
Mm-hmm.
In 2019, they got $200 million to start modernizing their grid, mostly for solar power incorporation. But a part of that modernization also revolved around implementing strategies for hardening the grid. One of the things that they looked at was the campfire in 2018, which was obviously the deadliest wildfire in mainland U.S.
That was my hometown, Ventura, right? That was that one.
Yeah, I think.
The campfire was that up north?
That was the one up north.
Oh.
The Ventura
Yeah.
one was really bad too, though. But yeah, the campfire was the worst one.
So campfire was the worst one before the wildfires in Lahaina, and they knew that a big part, a major component of how wildfires start is when power lines are downed due to either winds or due to excessive vegetation that you haven't maintained, that you're supposed to, that you get billions of dollars from the federal government usually or the state government to upkeep. And one technique that they utilized in San Diego was like automatically engaging in a surge protection that cuts off electricity in the, 1.37 seconds that it takes for a power line to fall into the ground.
Interesting. Wow.
They petitioned it. Like one of these wildlife Hawaiian foundations actually sent a request to Helco asking them if they were utilizing the surge protection, and they were like, "Oh, it's just too new technology. We haven't really implemented it. We'll think about it." So something like that would have actually prevented this wildfire from spreading or even starting if they had adequate surge protection.
So are you saying corporations are the bad guys? Is this a private owned or
Well, all utilities are basically, they're a functional monopoly, but they are privately owned and operated. Usually in America.
This would have never happened in a socialist country, probably.
I mean, you can always have mismanagement. It happens. It's about where the mismanagement is coming from. Is it mismanagement due to bureaucratic incompetence, or is it mismanagement due to profit-seeking, cost-cutting, corner-cutting measures that you're implementing when people are telling you, well, I know this is not profitable, but we have to harden this infrastructure because later down the line, many lives could be lost. Oftentimes with utilities, both in California, as we know, PG&E being one of the major villains in California during wildfire season or in general, utility companies will always cut corners when they are not supposed to. They will get subsidies from the federal government. They'll get subsidies from the state government. The infrastructure that they're relying on is already built by, local governments, and yet they'll take these tax breaks, subsidies, and even sometimes direct cash infusions, and they will engage in stock buybacks and refuse to actually implement the safety measures that they claimed they were going to with the money.
Sounds fair. I mean, they're going to go to jail, right?
Abso-fucking-lutely
Yo, what the fuck is that? Yo,
That's why there's no
damn
fires
That's
in Maryland.
That's crazy. They actually were trying to laser Tim.
All right, let's move on. Thank you. But our hearts go out to the Hawaiians. It's tragic. It's horrible. And God damn the Chinese, man.
The Second Amendment protects your right to own nuclear weapons.
Or should I say the Chinese government, to be more specific? Because we love the Chinese Americans, don't we, folks?
I love the Chinese Americans and the government. I love both.
You are a cheese simp.